Hello, this is my beginner's tips for Rust Console Edition. I thought I'd make this because I actually record, as is quite obvious, with Share Factory on the PS4 rather than recording on a PC, then telling you about how to play the console edition and then bemoaning how the PC is so much better than the console, which is the general tips I've been getting as I look through. But anyway, so especially if you've got an OLED, you want to make sure you get your settings right, because this game does get very dark. But everyone also wants to get the stance indicator. Must turn it on. It's a real must. Obviously, lets you know if you're running or squatting or whatever. But the main thing is the auto run. It tells you when you're on auto run, and then just to ease off the left stick, and then you use the right stick to guide yourself around, and that way, saves you breaking your controller for one as it wears out. Anyway, you want to get head look on L1 because it's not there to start with. Just come on here and select it, and then once you've got auto run going, you just hold L1 and you can use the right stick to look around. Then just come off it and then you can guide again. And the other thing is the brightness. If you've got OLED TVs, they get so dark, it's unbelievable on this. Also, my field of view is up as far as I can take it. If I get too much, it starts making like a bit too blurry. Depth of field I turn off because of it just makes it clear. You want to see people in the distance, and I'm shooting at you, But yeah, those are your basic settings. Otherwise, it's just your taste of. So when you first get into a game, there's one of two maps at the moment because we're in the first week of this. This is the weekly white map. And there's also a slightly different monthly white map, which I prefer that map actually. But yeah, so once you spawn, get yourself somewhere where you think you're not going to be attacked, or if it's quiet enough, you can just stand like I did, stand on the beach and just have a look at it, because of a lot of people, as soon as they see you, will just attack you in this game. You expect it, and you expect to lose your stuff, so you try and get yourself somewhere safe-ish. What I like to do is plan a route going to either Outpost or Bandit Camp, because they have safe zones, so you can collect stuff on your way as you run. I was talking about it in a moment. You'll see the man running there. Once he gets the mechanical legs, that's auto run, so you just ease off the left stick and then you're just using the right stick to guide yourself. Whilst you're in this mode, you can create a few things as you go, but also you want to be looking out for things you can pick up. You've got mushrooms and pumpkins and corn for food, which you'll just run past growing. The mushrooms will be in wooded areas, so whenever you go through wooded areas, it's worth looking around for those, because you can just hit triangle as you get to them and you'll instantly eat it. Whereas corn and pumpkins, they give you more calories and more health, and pumpkins even more water. But you have to pick them up and then eat it. If you just press triangle, you take a cut in, which allows you to grow another one, but that doesn't help you when you're first on the map. Right, so as I say, I'm heading for those safe zones, picking up anything I can on the way, and then once you get there, you can start trying to farm for some basic bits to then head off and go and make a base somewhere. The corn and pumpkins will grow mainly near the water, so if you've got a green area near the beach, or if you've got the rivers, that's where you'll see them. But obviously a lot of people will also plant them near their bases, so you can look from there. You just saw me pick up a tree stump, which is obviously gives you some wood as well, which is another very useful thing. Now I'm heading for Outpost. You've got to watch out. These brown crates. So if you see these are your basic crate. You can also quickly dart into these as you're running across the map. If you stand around, you've got to use your stone to smash those barrels to get stuff as well. And that was the pumpkins. And obviously you're stood there naked. You're very weak at the moment. You want to get somewhere where you can actually make some armour. Wooden armour is perfectly okay. There's hemp to pick up as well as you're running around, which will give you cloth, but also you can recycle rope to become cloth, but also to get rope if you can't find the actual rope and you find sewing kits, recycle that and then recycle the rope. So here I am at Outpost, and that's a metal ore, which I don't have any use for at the moment, so I won't bother doing that. But you see the shining star there, that's where you want to hit it. But the tip is to not hit it first time. You want to deliberately miss it the first time, and then each layer of the rock that you're going to smash up will take one less hit. And so I believe it's only on the first one you've got to do it, and then it's just over there, hit the actual spot, and you'll see it moves and then move around as you're doing it. You've got Sulfur, which is looks like this one but with like green moss growing on it. And there you go, you've gone through the first layer. And also obviously trees, which you cut down, but they have a red X rather than a shining star. But same principle applies. So us gearing up and collecting resources at safe zones, you should have been smashing barrels, or you should be smashing barrels. I'm going to assume you're watching this beforehand. That's going to give you a lot of scrap. You take the stuff you find inside it, it's going to give you materials when you recycle it, and that gives you scrap. The scrap itself can be used to buy wood, stone, metal frags at, well, a few other things obviously, at Outpost, which would be what you want for this base. When you've got, when you think you're ready to go, you need to have a building plan to actually build it, a hammer to upgrade it as soon as you can, because twig is very weak and easy to smash through, and a tool cupboard so you can claim the area, a sleeping bag to put down and actually be able to respawn within your base. It's a good idea to have one sort of near outpost or whatever whilst you were doing that gathering in case you get killed, but also have one quite close to your base but not so close that it's on the same timer. You'll know you're on the same timer as the bag you have in your base because it will be orange before you put it down. Red means you can't put it down, orange means you're on the same timer as another one, and then blue just means you can actually put it down there as be separate to all the others. So then so anyway, that's the sleeping bags dealt with. You get your basic floor plan down, and I suggest you start small and then expand, especially if you're on your own or there's only 2 or 3 of you. You want to close it in, get your tool cupboard down to claim the area, put a lock on that because otherwise anyone coming into it will be able to just authorise on it, and then they've got it and they can lock you out your own base. And you want to build an airlock as well. This little pit I'm making here, you can put 3 furnaces in on this triangle, and then that becomes your floor, so you just run straight across without even, and it makes your base much more compact that way. Yeah. You can either put this half wall then do a full wall, or do a full wall and then do a half wall. It just means how strong it is when you've upgraded it. I'll just show you the airlock, only the basic version of it. But yeah, the idea of an airlock is both the doors open into the airlock, and then that way you've got to shut one before you can go through to the other one. So if you get killed as you're coming out, hopefully your inner door will be shut, but if not, if it's open, you still can't get through because it blocks half the doorway. Which you can also use if someone's outside who has been griefing you or whatever. You can also use as a peep out to, you open both doors, you'll be able to shoot out because it gives you half a space. You can shoot out, dodge back into your base where you've got a bit of protection. But yeah, so this is honeycomb, which I'm sure you know from most other building games. It's just so that they've got to get through more walls. If you do 3 triangles in a row like that, then they're going to have to get through 3 walls to get to your TC, and that's if they know where it is. And anything that costs them more to get there gives you more time to defend it, and also means they're less likely to get all the way through. But you have to expect that people are going to raid you because that's the game, and also when you're out and about, they're going to try and kill you and take your stuff. So whilst that can get quite annoying at times, especially if you're carrying while we're just carrying them, you just got to expect it. So once your base is secure, you want to put down a campfire, because if you get comfort, it starts to heal you. Depending on how much comfort you've got, the more health you'll get back. A campfire gives you 50% health. A run again and a sleeping bag, they'll give you 25% on their own, so you can stand on either one of those if you're very low, but that's not much healing. But if you have the campfire by your door or in your airlock, if you light it and it goes above 50, you know someone's outside waiting for you to come out. Because of having people around you when you're at a campfire, they give you 10% at a time, I think it is, so you'd be at 60% if you lit it rather than 50, and in that way, you know, it's not safe to go out there or be ready to get in a fight as soon as you get out, which makes them very useful. One thing I forgot to say about the builds is the soft side of walls. Basically, when you are putting them up your walls and going round, it's best to do it from the inside if you can, because that way you should be putting the hard side out automatically. But if you do accidentally put it with the soft side out, and you'll know, because as soon as you start upgrading, you'll have a nice smooth interior wall and then and a rough exterior. So if it's brick, it'll be rough, and if it's like really obvious if it's wood. But you go around and upgrade that. As you think every time you upgrade it, you get 10 minutes to turn it round. So if you do accidentally put it down, just quickly upgrade it and spin it back round again. Currently the skin store is not open, but I believe it's going to be open within the week, and that means that by the time you watch this, it may well be. So not knowing, because it's not open, I'm going to assume that when you do buy it, you'll get a bundle of skins, much like these pre-order skins that I got. And the way to apply those is you go into your crafting menu, you highlight the item you want or you've bought a skin for, and then use your right stick to flick between the different skins you've got. You'll know you're on it, and it's worked for the purchase, because it'll say 1 of 2 or 1 of 3 depending on how many skins you've got for it. If you do craft something or find something that you've got a skin for that you doesn't have it applied, you can go to a workbench, you put the item in the workbench, and then you again use the right stick to select the one you want, but this time you have to click the right stick to confirm that that's the skin you want. Hopefully you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you're interested in me doing a video on base building, because I've done a few trap bases and what have you, so I might be able to give you some ideas of things, then please leave a comment about that and I will do. Thanks for watching.